What's up, guys, and happy Friday. I'll start this video off with a why you clean up when you're done. Just watch.
Dropped it. It's really upsetting.
Yeah, so that happens. Clean up your mess when you're done. I am the king of not cleaning up my messes when I'm done, and I think she can verify, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see, I still got my huge mess. The bench I told you guys I was going to clean like 7 or 8 episodes ago. And it's just a giant mess still in here. Anyways, what that bolt's for is this bolt here on the top of the S14 SR. It's a 2-piece intake manifold. Down inside here, the bolt doesn't go all the way down. The threads are probably like this in there. Probably like this much of it is where the old bolt used to go in. And it actually pulled the threads out. And my options were one of two things. One, pull the upper intake manifold off and helicoil the lower intake manifold and get the bolt back in. I really didn't want to do that. Or option 2, get a little bit longer bolt so it goes down into the threads better and holds. And hopefully there's enough threads. I did test that bolt before I put it on, and it works. And it worked. So luckily I don't have to take any of that off. Thank the Holy Ghost. So let's go ahead and we'll slip that back in. And I'll kind of walk around some of the stuff. Since the battery is getting a little dead, I'll walk around some of the stuff with the intake, with the intercooler setup, and how we went with it, the good and the bad things about it, and we'll go from there. Okay, now with all of the aluminum stuff on this, I highly recommend don't do it by hand. Don't just guesstimate on how tight to make it. Get yourself a torque wrench. This is it's a cheaper inch-pound torque wrench. A lot of this is inch-pounds with the aluminum stuff. I got this Craftsman from Sears. I think it was 40 bucks maybe. Get yourself one. They work really nice. Okay, so the torque specs on the intake manifold is 12 to 15 foot-pounds, which will convert to 180 inch-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tighten that down to 180 inch-pounds. And she broke, the torque wrench broke, so we're good to go. Okay, so real quick rundown here. Jake just gave me a call. Something's going on with that GKTech kit. So I'm gonna run through this and we'll run over there and check it out. A couple things. Excuse me. It's a little more difficult to get in there, but it does look good. The vacuum line actually kept breaking, so I actually had to heat that up and make that work. This is a little longer. Again, that piece I was telling you about works really well. Some things here. It doesn't come with a intake pipe, which sucks, for the filter here, which sucks. It comes with some extra couplers, which actually led us to wonder what the hell was going on. But it got a 4-inch coupler and then a reducer coupler, which goes. So we didn't use either of those. I had no idea what it was for. It came with Some brackets and bolts. I believe those would be for the intercooler, but I'm not for sure. Didn't use those. And these clamps are garbage. Do not use them. Just go to a Napa and get a T-bolt clamp. That's what I did, and they work so much better, and you'll be so much happier for it. So don't use what comes with it. In all actuality, I guess I'll have to say it works. I mean, for $100, I got new intercooler piping that bolts up, that doesn't leak, and it works, you know, really well. So I can't complain about that too much. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy that bolt worked because I really didn't want to take that intake manifold out and helicoil that. But let's head over to Jake's and see what's going on with him. See what got his tail feathers in a ruffle. Well, I came in and Jake had the old grinder to the S chassis. It seems to be a common thing. But we found some issues already jumping into the GKTech angle kit, roll center correction. Jake, show us what we got.
Alright, so you got these little shanks, right? So
where do those go?
they're for the tie rod, right? You know, they go up in here.
Oh, okay.
Right, they'd be on here.
Yep.
Okay, well, if you look at this one, it's supposed to be a hex, but that one's a fucking circle.
It's perfectly round.
That fucking bites nuts, man.
Okay, so he messages GKTech last night about it. They asked for pictures and pictures, billing address, and stuff like that. Jake did that. Still haven't heard from them. So, issue 1, we haven't even got into it yet. We've already got a problem not installing, well, installing, but with the product itself already. Alright, so what he's cutting over there, hammering on, this lip right here, you're going to want to hit that down, and then he's going to start next, and he'll do this inner one. And then this lip in here, right here on the control arm, you want to trim that down as well. And if anybody's got some coilers from a boy, dude runs Racelands. Slammed. On the plus side though, this car's really straight. I don't know who painted that front bumper, boy, but dang! I just came over one time, he didn't have it painted and it was really aggravating me, so I just took that front bumper and his over fenders and just took them and painted them without him knowing. A couple other fun did you knows. One, new bands came today. Dope. Second, S chassis related. On your radiator, there are 2 rubber grommets that go right there. If you don't have them, you'll end up with a useless radiator that has a hole in it sitting in your garage. Make sure you get those rubber grommets. While Jake keeps on beating on the S chassis, this was such a nice car when he got it. The interior was so nice. I mean, it was a minty fresh car. Sucked picking it up, but it was a really nice car. Jake's got some Moog inner tie rods here. He's gonna run the ISR outers. I know there's a lot of flack on what a lot of people think of these ISR outers. I actually run them on my car. I've run them for what, a year and a half, and I haven't had any issues with them. I really like them. I think they work pretty good. But yeah, how it's supposed to look. How this one looks. It's just perfectly round. What do you do with that? Come on, GKTech, get with the program. We want to do race car stuff and you send us crap. That's probably the worst thing you can have happen. I think that's probably one of the worst, most upsetting things, ain't it, Jake? When you order parts and you wait for them and you're excited for them to come, and they come, and something's freaking wrong with them. Like, it's just like, I've been watching the freaking delivery date since the day I bought them, and now I can't use them. You broke some hearts today, GKTech. You broke some hearts. Jake runs the Federal 595 RSs. It's a really good looking tire. Jake's also part of the Rep Wheel Gang. I love it. We love it. We're about budget sliding. I really like his dash though. He clocked the dash. Actually looks really good. Really clean. LRB speed. Defrost. And then some deletes he did there. Looks really good. No radio, because see, something you need to learn about Jake Hurd on the channel. Jake Hurd gets ambitious for about 30 seconds and then he's like, I'm done. So mid-project, I assume Jake was put the dash together and then he realized he had to get out of the car probably to get the radio. And see, us big guys, once we get in those bucket seats, we don't want to get out. So he probably sat in the bucket, got it ready to get put in.
I decided to wait before that. I'm like, no, I got it.
He was like, I ain't getting out. I ain't getting this radio. I ain't touching it. I'm putting it back together. But I'm happy he did get the bash bar up front. The car looked like had a permanent smiley face. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen those at chassis.
Poopy diaper.
Yeah, it looked like a poopy diaper. What'd you do, Jake?
Sparks are hot on my hair.
What?
Sparks are hot.
At least you got safety glasses on.
Oh yeah.
Ow, the hair!
Oh god, it starts to hurt after a little bit.
What?
It hurts after a little bit.
So you touch it.
Yeah. If I cut my fingers, then it's still too sharp, right?
Yeah, but what if you burn your fingers?
Oh, I'm over that.
Let's see how he's doing in there. Oh, look at that. That looks real nice. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, boys.
So many tires I can eat up now.
You eat up all the tires. Tires. Among tires. Among tires. Jake is actually my plug for tires. He works at a dealership. I won't say it. He works at a dealership here in town. And there's a lot of customers take really nice takeoffs off. Or do you guys put new tires on when you get new trade-ins? Yeah, so if they get a trade-in and they trade tires and if they're good. Luckily I run 17s and he runs 15s. So he actually gets a shit ton because there's a lot of Priuses and he runs the same tire size as a Prius. So, but yeah, kind of a short install video so far. The GKTech roll center correction. That Really sucks. I really, I mean, I was looking and I couldn't really find a non-sponsored GKTech roll center correction install video. And they all looked like the install was good, everything was perfect, but that's really bad. I mean that's, how does that get past quality control? Like, you got a kit that was made on a Friday, and the guy working the product, the quality control, was a drunk, and it was 4:45 on a Friday. He was thinking about beer. He was thinking about White Claws. He's probably a hipster. GKTech, you hire hipsters. He's probably a hipster. Probably drinking the Claw. But yeah, how does this happen? Another thing on spacers, the inner tie rod spacers. Jake actually found this. Instead of buying those spacers, oh, these ones. Here's a part number for you. They're machinery bushings, but they fit really tight over the threads, and two of them are the same thickness as one you'd get from Circuit Sports or something, but they fit, you know, really tight on there. It's actually a great idea instead of buying them. All about the budget slides, Jake.
That's what we can get.
When you make very little money and your hobbies are very expensive, you find very tricky ways to make stuff work. But yeah, Jake cleaned this up a lot. It used to be a little yellowed quite a bit. But anyways, he's gonna keep cutting. I'm gonna keep not doing anything and watching him cut. More on when GKTech gets back to us about what the heck happened with quality control. If that guy was fired, if he's drunk on the job, that's bad. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and keep on sliding.